an interface hotspot, an improvement process. So those circles are the different departments in a business, and each one of the greens are the interface or the handover from one department to another. That's often a bit of a dark space, a black hole. No one's quite sure who should do what to whom and when. So the idea of making these interfaces more visible and conscious is the idea about a interface conversation. Think about it as a contrast to the one-on-one performance review that organisations do. This is a department-to-department review about who's doing what to whom. And I came back yesterday from a 3 months ago we ran an interface conversation between manufacturing and planning and manufacturing and distribution. And it was 3 months on, and we looked at whether the interface is now healthy and providing opportunities for more improvement as they sort themselves out. So just to further that picture, the idea is that we act forward in an organisation. One department does something and hands it on to someone else, ultimately to the customer, but often we don't get time because we're too busy to actually think about the process, the cross-functional process. So the whole idea of an interface hotspot and improvement process is to create an environment where we look at whether the interfaces are working, and we actually identify what we could do to improve it, and then we give that group of people who are the process people the authority in the management by support model, so not management by control, but in that step 2 and step 3, to go and fix the problems. So the idea is that the leader and the manager is there to remove the constraints for the process people to make the interface better and to make the process more effective, more efficient, which will be experienced by the customer in delivery in full on time, but also in terms of reduced cost and cost per line or cost to serve type approach. So there obviously should be feedback loops, but often in the busyness they get lost. So this is the idea of an interface conversation. So I'd suggest, you know, an annual process of interfaces. Often the first one takes a long time to do because very rarely do you get two departments being honest with each other about how things are. And once you've done it once, you change the culture of the interface and you change the culture of the departments, and you can actually change the culture of the organisation because it starts to think about interdependence, not independence. And obviously that challenges the idea of performance measurement and all sorts of things that are, and structure, it's all driven by departments rather than horizontal processes. Okay, so that's the idea of the interface conversation.